So this video is going to be about trailing your take profits. So it's going to be for those who like to trail their trades and get the maximum from them as possible. Now you can trail your trade if you see aggressive buyers or aggressive sellers who are pushing the price your way and who are dominating the market. So if you look at this example, then you can see that clearly sellers are way stronger in here. They are way more aggressive. You can tell it by imbalances, selling imbalances all over the place, especially in here. And you can also see it on strong delta. You can see that all those footprints have negative deltas. You can see that also in here. And also you can see that one side is clearly stronger. In this case, it's the sellers, because the numbers on bid are way bigger than the numbers on ask. You can see it right here, in here, those huge numbers on bid. So by all that, you can see that the sellers in this case are dominating the market. They are way more aggressive than the buyers, because we have the imbalances, we have strong delta, and also one side is way stronger than the other. So when you see something like that, you can trail your position, you can trail your profit, and you can try and get as much as you can from your trades. Now, when you should stop trailing your position is when you see a warning signal like I showed you in a previous video. So in this example, it would be a sign that buyers are entering the market. So you would see, for example, limit order, buying limit order, which would be on ask, or absorption, or aggressive orders, in this case on ask. So aggressive buyers would be on ask, the right side of the footprint. And also another warning would be if you saw delta divergence, which would mean price going downwards but delta rising. So in this case, delta would be rising. You would best see it on the line cumulative delta indicator. All right, so if you see any of those warning signals, then it's best to stop the trailing, because those are signs that the trend could turn. All right, so let's now have a look at some examples. In this case, imagine you are long, you want to trail, and what is the first thing you should probably look for is buying imbalances. When you see buying imbalances, this is a sign of aggressive buyers who dominate this market right now. So those guys are pushing the price upwards. I'm looking for this on the 5-minute chart. So as long as those buyers are active, as long as the delta stays mostly positive, you can trail your position. All right, this is a sign of buyers dominating the market. Now on this example, it's pretty clear that sellers are dominating the market, so you can trail your short position if you see something like that. Price is dropping, delta mostly negative, there are selling imbalances. All those are signs of aggressive sellers dominating the market. Now what I see in here, this could be something which could signal a trend change, so I would probably quit the trade in here. A huge number on ask, this could mean aggressive buyers jumping in. There are also those 128 contracts traded on the ask, so that's also a sign of aggressive buyers. So this would be a place to take your profit, but all this is selling pressure. All right, aggressive sellers pushing the price downwards. You can also see huge numbers on bid, which means aggressive sellers. All right, so when you see something like that, you can stay in your short and you can trail it. Now in here, there are also aggressive sellers. First thing to notice, selling imbalances. Sellers are dominating the market. All those selling imbalances showing us that the sellers are way more aggressive than the buyers. Delta is also negative for each footprint, and in a situation like that you can trail your short trade until you see a warning, right, or until the price reaches a support zone. So imagine you are trading your position in here, you see aggressive sellers in here, imbalances in here, but then you can see buyers start to jump in, delta turns positive, buyers jumping in, delta still positive, buying imbalances. It is best to quit your trade in here, because you can see that the buyers are jumping in and that the price could turn upwards. All right, so the risk of the price turning is high in here, in this area, because of those buyers jumping in. So it's best to quit the trading and just to quit your trade in here. Now another example where you can use trading, again selling imbalances, negative delta, next footprint also negative delta, huge numbers in here, more selling imbalances, again negative delta. Those are signs that sellers are stronger than buyers, and you can trail your short position until something tells you that buyers are jumping in and that it's risky to continue trading. All right, but until you see some warning or until the price reaches some support, you can trail your short. You can do that as long as you see those sellers jumping in and dominating the market. Another example of strong sellers, first thing to notice, or the first thing I always notice, selling imbalances, then negative deltas, everything on a 5-minute chart. All right, then in here, even though the price is going downwards, delta turned positive. Another footprint, positive delta. This doesn't look good, so this would be the place to quit the trading and take your profit. All right, somewhere in this area, as soon as you notice buyers jumping in. As you can see, there are no more selling imbalances in here, only those buying imbalances. Well, there is one selling imbalance in here, I overlooked this one, but there are more buying imbalances, deltas are positive, and it seems that the pressure of the sellers is no longer there, so best to quit somewhere in this area. All right, so this is the last example. Another sign of aggressive sellers in here, where you can trail your position. There are selling imbalances, sellers dominating the market. We have negative deltas all over the place. More selling imbalances. More selling imbalances. Again, delta is negative. Then some buying imbalances in here, but after that, a lot of selling imbalances. So all those are signs of the sellers dominating the market. In here, the delta changes for the first time. We have positive delta, buyers jumping in, buying imbalances. As you can see, the market is not trending anymore. It's in a rotation. So in this case, it would be best to quit somewhere in this area. All right. I would say as soon as you see those buyers jumping in, delta turning positive. All right. So to summarize this, if one side of the market is stronger than the other one, and you still see the pressure of the one side, so for example, in this case, you see strong pressure of sellers, you can trail your position, and you can do that until the pressure stops and you see buyers jumping in. All right, or until the price reaches some support or resistance zone. But if you see the pressure, you can stay in the trade, trail it, and try to make as much of it as possible. All right, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.